Hello, Yodatech. Chef Yoda 4x4. Please ignore the mess. Okay. I had this switch. I have several extra switches and connectors, and some that have been bypassed already by previous owners at the Pick Your Part. This time, that one I'm actually going to use with the connector. Pull the connector apart and wire in those 3 wires, and grounding the blue, apparently, in order, after the relay module in the back seat there, or in the cargo area, so that I have a second switch, and I'm going to be hiding it and all that, so that, you know, well, easy to reach from where I sleep, but it's either going to go on the back of the console or somewhere in the back, where I can get to it by the gate. But since my head is always up here, towards the back of the front seats, I'll probably put it on the back of the console. That way I can just reach over and bing, right by the ashtray there. Okay, so I put another donor switch in. I took the switch that I had in here out. I had already verified this one worked before, so it worked fine. In order to get the window down, when you are... I hadn't seen this in a video, so I thought I would do this. In order to get the back window down when the tailgate is open, you need to, this connector right here, okay, what I did was I disconnected it here, pulled the switch out, and just added a ground to the blue wire with the red stripe. And basically, the best place to ground it is right here. Just stuck a screw through here, and I used an eye, but, you know, you can just use a, wrap the wire around the screw towards the end and then just screw it down so that it's ground to that. It won't work on this one because there is some type of rubber between the frame, the chassis, and the and that bracket. So it's probably for cushion so that this thing doesn't, anyway. I also found out that it bypasses this because this started going with the window open. I accidentally hit this, so I didn't mess with the lock to figure that out. But so basically, you pull this, disconnect this connector, pull this switch out, and you only have about 5 inches from here to the connector. Pull a bow, in the wire, pull it out from the rest of the wires, the blue one. I heated it up till it melted the insulation off, pulled the insulation off, wrapped that one around it, taped it up so it was, clear, not that it really needed to be, but wrapped it up so that it was insulated a little bit, and then, ground that wire to this. And what that does is it bypasses all the safety switches so that you can roll the window up while your tailgate is down. So, trust me, it works. Thanks, Terry, and, your method was very, very easy to do that way. It made it really quick, but I'm also going to have to do it, inside the wiring there after the relay, or before, one or the other, in order to get that switch in the rear for camping to always be on constant hot. So I'm going to have to run, somehow run voltage to it all the time, or run it off the relay module, whichever pin is constant hot. Okay, so that's for another video, but I just wanted to show, you can, just so you could see, maybe I could zoom it here, sorry, okay, just so you could see a little bit while I press the button, how everything works. Okay, there's the new motor in there, the Camry motor. It did take a little bit of trimming, but you can see the window go down. And then I hear a click inside the relay module, so I do have the limiter working. The window in the Camry was all the way up when I removed the motor, so I installed it, while this one was all the way up, but it's a different size window and everything. It's not gonna, I don't think it really matters. So I'm fairly certain that the limiter, or the limit switch as to how far the window goes up or down, is all related to the bracket that holds the window in, which is grounded. In some way to the wiring, to the door lock detection switch, and the limit switch, which is probably wired to when the window is all the way up or down, which also probably has something to do with the wiper motor, because the wiper won't work either if you have the window down at all. So if you did ground this out, the one I showed you up front, it would begin to work. So, you know, remember to, I undid mine because I didn't know this, but I should have read Terry's 87, should have read his notes more carefully. I would have noticed that the key has to be on. So that defeats the whole purpose of what I want, which is a switch in the back. But it did help me to get the tailgate, the window up when the tailgate was open so that I could change this motor out, which is not absolutely necessary, but I can't see how you could do it because I had the window all the way up and I barely got those bolts all the way out. So I use a ratcheting open closed in, and it worked like a dream. It's an 8mm socket, by the way, to get those bolts out of the back of that motor. So now you'll see it go back up. And then I hear, again, you probably can't hear it, but over here in the back, where the relay module is, I hear a click. And so you can see how the motor and gears and such work. Back it off a little bit. There you go. I'll do it one more time. And they only move, the arms on the bottom of the window, they only move about 8 inches or so on each side. That completes the entire cycle of this thing going up and down. So that's that for now. I just wanted to share that. And I'm going to be installing a rear window switch that will be constant hot for camping and such. As anyone knows, when you get out the back, it can be a pain in the butt. So that's it for now. Thanks.